He was named the criminal mastermind behind the 1MDB scandal that rocked Malaysia and the world. At least $4.5 billion was embezzled to fund his extravagant lifestyle partying with Leonardo DiCaprio and Paris Hilton.
The credits of Wolf of Wall Street, at the very end, there's a note. Special thanks, Jho Low.
He was so charming, even Malaysia's then Prime Minister and First Lady joined him in his evil scheme.
Former Prime Minister Najib Razak has been sent to prison for his role in a vast financial scandal known as 1MDB.
Today, he is wanted by international authorities and is believed to be hiding out in China as a protected asset of the Chinese intelligence service. But how did he pull it off? Did he act alone? And will all the money ever get returned? Growing up, Jho Low had the perfect storm brewing for him. He attended the elite Harrow School in London, which boasts alumni like Winston Churchill. During this time, he developed a close relationship with Riza Aziz, stepson of former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak. Low then enrolled at University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, where his savvy networking helped him forge close ties to royals from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Abu Dhabi. Fresh out of college, he started his own private equity company, Jinwell Capital. Along the way, he picked up a strong fascination with sovereign wealth funds after learning of the billions managed. He cultivated relationships with some of the world's largest and most reputable sovereign wealth funds. He has also been linked to deals like the acquisition of New York's Park Lane Hotel for $660 million and the takeover of Coastal Energy for $2.2 billion. On paper, Low seemed like a legitimate businessman whose charm extended to both the political and Hollywood stage. When Najib became Prime Minister in 2009, he established the 1MDB Sovereign Wealth Fund quickly after Low pitched the idea to him. The fund was created to make strategic investments and alleviate poverty. But behind the scenes, Low was moving 1MDB funds internationally through shell companies and offshore bank accounts. At least $4.5 billion was diverted from 1MDB, some of which went to pay bribes and kickbacks. During this time, China was also keen to expand its power and influence in Malaysia, but faced resistance from the government. The Chinese identified a loophole after learning that Najib had funneled over $700 million from 1MDB into his personal bank accounts. Eager to exploit this angle, China arranged for Low and Najib to sign unnecessary multi-billion-dollar infrastructure projects at inflated prices, thus encouraging Chinese incursions into Malaysian waters. In exchange, the Chinese organized funds to prop up Najib's re-election campaign and cover up his misappropriation of 1MDB funds. In 2022, the ex-prime minister started a 12-year prison sentence and still denies any wrongdoing today. Former First Lady Rosmah Mansor was also sentenced to 10 years in prison for related corruption charges. Low couldn't have pulled off his evil scheme without his willing minions. Roger Ng and his boss Tim Leissner were named the main conspirators. With the pair's involvement, Goldman Sachs admitted to engaging in a bribery scheme to pay over $1.6 billion, siphoned from 1MDB to foreign officials in exchange for advantageous business opportunities. In 2012 and 2013, the bank helped 1MDB raise $6.5 billion through bond sales known internally as Project Magnolia, Project Maximus, and Project Catalyze. Of that sum, at least $4.5 billion was embezzled by Low, the pair of ex-Goldman bankers, and other high-level officials. Goldman earned roughly $600 million in fees for their involvement with 1MDB, which is far in excess of the 1% to 2% charged in the market. Leissner has admitted to his $80 million cut for helping Low arrange payments to officials who would receive bribes and gifts. In 2018, he pleaded guilty to conspiring to launder money and conspiring to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. He was forced to pay a $43 million fine and forfeit shares in fitness drink company Celsius. In March 2023, Ng was sentenced to 10 years in prison for his role in what his own lawyers have called the single largest heist in the history of the world. In 2020, Goldman acknowledged its role in the embezzlement scheme and was fined more than $2.9 billion. The company had previously reached a separate $3.9 billion settlement with the Malaysian government. The 1MDB scandal has left one of the biggest stains in Goldman's history, and yet it's business as usual for the bank. It reported a profit of $3.6 billion in the third quarter that year. With unlimited access to stolen money, Low found an in amongst Hollywood's elite. According to Bloomberg, Leonardo DiCaprio met Low at a nightclub in 2010 and fostered a close relationship over the years. At one point, they even discussed ideas for a $1 billion megafund for filmmaking and a Warner Bros. Theme park in Asia with rides based on a movie star's films. The report also revealed that DiCaprio introduced Low as "my man," while Low called him L-Dog. Remember DiCaprio's 2013 Oscar-nominated movie, The Wolf of Wall Street? Surprise, surprise! It was financed by Low and produced by Red Granite Pictures, which was co-founded by Riza Aziz. Remember him? Low also showered DiCaprio with luxury gifts like Marlon Brando's $600,000 Oscar statuette for On the Waterfront, a $9.2 million Jean-Michel Basquiat collage, and a $3.2 million Picasso painting. Bloomberg also reported that Kim Kardashian told the FBI that Low had offered her a Basquiat, to which her then-husband Kanye West responded by asking for a Monet instead. She also recounted to investigators that she once stayed up till 5 a.m. in a Vegas casino with Low, where he refused her attempts to return $350,000 of winnings. Reports also claim that she was given a trash bag full of cash estimated at $250,000. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Low has a weakness for gambling and would easily spend millions in a single night. When the cards were folded, he would hit up high-end Manhattan clubs with a fleet of black Cadillac Escalades and reportedly dropped a casual $100,000 a night. Nicknamed the Asian Great Gatsby, he was a cash cow that alone could sustain venues like One Oak, Bungalow 8, and Avenue. An insider who partied frequently with Low told the Daily Beast that he liked pretty girls all around and liked to spend money and be around celebrities. To celebrate his 31st birthday in 2012, the party boy hosted what was known as the wildest party Vegas ever saw. It was a star-studded event that even saw Britney Spears burst out of a cake to sing happy birthday. Low also threw wild parties at his trophy properties. A 5,000 square foot penthouse in Columbus Circle bought for $30 million in 2011, and a 4,500 square foot Prince Street unit bought for $14 million in 2014. His obscene spending also allegedly includes a Bombardier Global 5000 private jet identified as N689WM, acquired for over $35 million in 2010, and the 300-foot luxury super yacht called Equanimity, originally valued at $250 million. The Malaysian financier was not surprisingly extremely generous, spending other people's money. Lindsay Lohan was belatedly celebrating her 23rd birthday at One Oak when 23 bottles of Cristal, reportedly paid by a mystery Malaysian, suddenly appeared. In 2014, Low also briefly dated former Victoria's Secret angel Miranda Kerr. According to Business Insider, Low gifted her a $1.3 million Lorraine Schwartz 11.72-carat heart-shaped diamond pendant, using money washed through the Park Lane and Coastal Energy deals. He also bought her a $1 million transparent grand piano from Crystal Music Company. It still sits in her Malibu home today because it's too large to fit through the door. Talk about a white elephant in the room. Today, the nation is still reeling from the betrayal by its own leaders. Millions are still missing. Jho Low walks free on the streets of China. The scandal has been called the largest kleptocracy case of all time. And yet, tales of his legendary parties still linger on the lips of all, friend or foe. But hey, at least we got a great movie out of it, I guess. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.